Alright guys, so I'm just going to start off with a quick video.
Success, guys, a very, very lonely road, man. Very few people are willing to endure the pain, the sacrifice, and diligence to be successful. It's an uphill battle. Along that road, you're not going to see too many friends. You're going to see your shadow most often. You got to trust in the heart of hearts. Inside what you're doing, what you believe in, is a worthy cause, a winnable fight. See, the thing is, for many people, they've tried the same path you're on, and they failed. As you walk this journey, you're going to see carcasses all over the place of people that didn't quite have it. It should inspire you. You got further than that person, You're not looking to get further than them. You're looking to finish. How do you know you're on the right path? Where do you go to ensure that? You talk to your neighbor. No, you don't talk to him. I'll tell you about the neighbor, guys. The neighbor's going to come in, man, and if you're a little chubby, a little overweight, you'd be like, hey, man, I'm thinking about doing a routine, man, or getting a training program where I lose some weight. He's going to encourage you at first. He's like, yeah, you should. It's never support. It's negative shit. Then all of a sudden, he's going to start asking questions. His tone's going to shift, especially as you get in better shape than him. Because what happens now, guys, is that your success is like a spotlight shining down on their missed opportunities. Success, many will love you for it. The majority will hate you. Because your success makes them feel insufficient in their current endeavor. Reminds them of where they could have done it if they came up short and how they didn't revisit it. They went at it and failed. Failure is what stood. They never revisited it again. The difference between a winner and a loser, the failure's there every single time. It's just the winner gets back up and does it again. It does it again until it goes his way. So now you're down that path and you're all alone. How do you know you're on the right path? How do you know what you're doing is in the right direction? If you're wondering if you're on the right path, look at the small things of life. How do you do that? What do you do? Do you just pull it all out and finish the job right, or do you say, it's good enough? That's good enough. So the thing about good enough is we don't know if it's enough. To the end hour, the final hour, and everything's on the line. That's when we find out if it is enough. I promise you guys, if today you never say good enough, tomorrow you always have enough. What I'm saying is the character. It's not the title that makes you. It's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the thing, and it starts right there. Championships aren't won in the theater of the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, the labs, the 5 a.m. runs, and the training, and everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. Do the job right or don't do it at all. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day. How you hold yourself in the small things of life. Build the character winning blocks of the things that we'll remember for. I see them as one and one the same, guys. It begins right now with no one looking at you. How you hold yourself, how you see yourself. What you do when no one's watching. If you do it then, I guarantee you, you'll be doing it better.
All right, guys. So I hope you like that little video. I love Greg Plitt. I love watching his stuff. So make sure you guys check it out, Greg Plitt. And obviously, there's not going to be any more new stuff because he's dead now. But guys, he's got some really good stuff out there. And if you're looking for sort of bodybuilding motivation and that as well, you can go to gregplitt.com. All right, guys. We're going to start off tonight, and I'm going to go into my presentation now. So just give me a sec. And I did ask for everyone to sort of make sure they have a notepad and pen. So guys, make sure you do have a notepad and pen. And we're going to start from here, because if you don't have one, you're gonna miss out. Okay. Guys, so tonight with the Mindset Academy, we're going to focus, pretty heavily on one thing, and this is it. What is your mission? What is your purpose? Why are you here? And there's obviously a few things that this is quite a big question, and so with such a big question, I want to make sure that we're going to take the time to try to find out, to the best of our ability, what your mission is and what is your purpose. Because when you can find that, you'll find life will become a lot easier. And what I mean by that is that whether you're on following your purpose, you're on your mission, or you're not, and you're on somebody else's mission, it's still going to be the same. Like it's still going to be just as hard, whether you're following your mission or somebody else's. It's really the same amount of energy, the same amount of time, the same amount of effort. So what we're going to try to hopefully get you to do is start focusing on your mission, your purpose. And how we're going to do that is we're going to ask you, a bunch of questions. Okay, so I really want to make sure that everybody is really focused in on this and they got a notepad and pen. I'm going to go through about 30 questions, guys. And I want you to write the answer to these questions down, okay? So I want to make sure everybody can hear me as well. And I'm gonna unmute you guys, just in case if I'm going too fast. I want to make sure that you guys can tell me to stop if you need me to. So can everybody hear me? If anyone's got too much background noise, I'll get you guys to mute yourself. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool, guys. All right, so, some of the coaches have done this before, and I think this is going to be a good refresher, because I think some of us maybe have gotten off track a little bit, and what we need to really do is basically refocus, and that's going to really be a big part of that. So, and for anybody else, this is going to be good for you, because this is going to be brand new. So, a lot of the time, you never really get to actually focus on why you're here, what are you doing, and you never really have time to think about this, let alone write it down. So after tonight, I think we're going to have, well, I'm hoping that you're going to have a lot of questions, probably more than anything, but you're going to be a lot more focused on what you need to do in general, okay? All right, so I've just got a few, I don't know where the background noise is coming from, so I'm just going to mute everyone again, guys. If anybody needs to ask me questions, just use the chat box. Now, I'm going to go through these questions up. Now, like I said, what I'll do, and I'll bring them up on the screen. Now, what I'll do, you don't need to write the questions down. I'm just going to talk through them. All I want you to do is write the answers to each question, okay? And you can leave like a dot point there, but all you need to do is write the answers to this, and I'll put the slide up on our 24 Fit Club community page. Okay, so you can then connect the questions to the answers later. All right, guys, so we're going to start off really quickly, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to run through this. I want you to answer these as quickly as you can. All right. First question is, guys, what excites you right now? So, and you need to answer these as quickly as possible. I just want you to write things down as fast as you can. What excites you right now? And it doesn't, we're not being specific here. We're talking about life in general, work, family, social life. What excites you right now? What would excite you, okay? Next question is, What's so exciting to you right now that you would do anything to accomplish it? Is there something that you would have that would excite you so much that you'd do anything to accomplish it? Write that down. What bores you? What is it that you wouldn't do, like you don't really want to do? Things that you don't want to do, a task, a job, maybe games, whatever it might be, something that you just don't want to do. What bores you? What are a handful of things that you've always wanted to do? I want you to try to list 2 or 3 things here, guys. What are a handful of things that you've always wanted to do? Whether it's a trip, a vacation, a certain job, perhaps. What is it that you've always wanted to do? Something you've always wanted. And we will go through these fast, guys, and just remembering, just write down as fast as you can, and I will put these up later and you can come back to them on the page. What don't you want to do no matter how big the payoff? Like you would just like, there's no way I'm doing that. And I want you to not to think too much about these questions. Just write the answers down as fast as they come to you. What do you do that causes you to forget to eat? So when you get so busy doing something that you forget to eat, what is it that you're doing? What have you been interested in since childhood? This is thinking a little bit back now. Right, going on to the next category, we're going into money motivations. What are you willing to do for no money? What is it? What is it? What is something that you'd be willing to do for no money, even if you didn't get paid? Okay. Maybe it's helping people. Maybe it's, maybe that you do love your job that much that you do it no matter what. What is something that you would like to do for a lot of money? What is your dream job or activity? What is the activity that you'd like to be doing as a dream job? If money had nothing to do with your life, what would you do with your time? Moving on to the next one, guys. So skills and talents, okay? What is it you do better than anyone else? What skill, what talent is it that you have, no matter how big or small? I have a skill, or I don't know if it's a skill or a talent, and I'll show you this really quickly. So
Is
if
this being ugly?
you ready? No, that's check this out. I can do Roadrunner with my hands. Meep, meep. So I don't know if that counts, but I wrote that down.
That's pretty cool.
We'll go back to where we were. So no matter how big or small, what are some skills that you were pretty much born with? Like you were just born with this, and like even as a young age, you were just skillful at this stuff. What are some of the things that you just got the skills to do? Being ugly, yeah, thanks. That was my skill. Thanks, Jake. I was definitely born with it. What have you always been bad at? What is just something that you just were never good at? You were always kind of just bad at it. What skills and talents do you have that you ignore? What skills and talents do you have? Maybe you were good at drawing or something in high school, and then you just kind of stopped doing it. Maybe you used to paint. Maybe you used to do public speaking, and you don't do it anymore. Debating or whatnot, whatever it is. But what are the skills or talents that you had, but you kind of ignore? What are you terrible at and should never do? And this next one's important. What do you do that is basically a complete waste of your time and talent? Perhaps it's your job, perhaps it's an activity, for an examples, picking up the kids after school. Like it's not like it's not important, but it's a complete waste of your time and talent. Doing pointless tasks, maybe cleaning around the house constantly. All right. What is it? Some of the things that you're doing, but it's a complete waste of your time and talent. Second last one we're going to be going through, guys, or next category, legacy, guys. What do you want to be remembered for? I want you to think about this. If you were at your funeral, all right, and somebody was to get up to speak, what would they say about you? Who will be there? And what would they be remembered? How would they be remembered in their eyes? How would you be remembered in their eyes? So what do you want to be remembered for? What contributions could you make to society that you would be proud of? What is something that you could be doing that you'd be proud of? What do you want to make sure that nobody ever says about you? To be somebody, you don't want anyone to call you a liar, a thief, whatever it might be. What is it something you might want to make sure nobody ever says about you? That you're not a hard worker, you're lazy. This next category, guys, I want you to try to, again, there's going to be a couple that might take a little bit longer. All right. Guys, write down 5 successful people that you admire. 5 successful people. Write that down, guys, as fast as you can. Has everybody got at least 3 or 4?
Yes.
Good. Jake, am I on there? Jake. Stop it.
Yeah, not good.
What are those people doing that you admire? What is it that they're doing that you admire? Think about that. What is it that each of these people are doing that you admire? Or for each one of these? Now, what are those people that you admire, what do they have in common with each other? What do they have in common with each other? What qualities do you wish you shared with that list? What is it you wish that you had? Those things that you admired, those things, okay? What is it you wish you shared with that list? if you could meet anyone dead or alive, guys, who would it be? Anyone dead or alive, who would it be? And last question for this category. Who is the most supportive person in your life right now? The most supportive being the key word. Has everybody got that? I know we're moving quickly, but like I said, we'll make sure we get down as much as we can. Just make sure you're writing this down. It's very important. Moving on to the next category, guys, lifestyle. What makes you feel good? What is something that just makes you feel good? Maybe it's being around certain people. Maybe it's going to the beach. Maybe it's just having a hot shower. Just write these things down. What gives you energy? T, LO, NRGs. What gives you energy? Again, this could be being around certain people, going to certain events, exercise. What gives you energy? What activities bore you? What things are you doing that you'll later regret? What are you doing that you'll later regret? Maybe you're sitting there eating some bad food right now and you're like, I'm probably going to regret this. So these are the things. What are the things that you're doing that you're probably later going to regret? What bad habits do you need to stop? Okay, what bad habits do you need to stop? Is anyone a smoker? Stop it. What good habits do you need to start? And hopefully everybody here is coming down to the workouts, okay, and they're starting to eat the appropriate foods. What's something you need to do more that will make you feel better about yourself? And again, this could be exercise, maybe it's sleep. But what's something you need to do? Maybe it's tell yourself nice things, talk that self-positive talk. A lot of people out there are saying bad things about themselves. So what's something you need to do more that will make you feel better about yourself? Maybe it's being around the right people, making sure you're not hanging around people that are going to make you feel bad. If you were going to write a book, what would it be about? Is anyone here going to write a book? Nobody? Jake, you're not writing a book? If you were going to write a book, Jake, what would it be about?
My amazing life.
Very good. Very good. Okay. What inspirational lessons would somebody draw from your life? What's some inspiring things that somebody would draw from your life or could draw from your life? What's some inspiring lessons? Don't open a gym. commercial gym, not Fit Club. Fit Clubs are great. If you knew you could not fail, what would you do? What is something that you knew you wouldn't fail? What is it you would do? Maybe it is write that book. Maybe it's be a movie star. Maybe it's make your own movie. Maybe it's something that if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? What would you want to achieve if you knew you couldn't fail? And then the last one, guys, if you could be known for doing one unbelievable thing, what would that thing be? If you could just be known for doing one thing, what would that thing be? Has everyone got that down? Has anyone not got it down? Good, guys. All right, guys, who are you? So who are you? We just went over a lot of different questions about you, what you like, what you don't like, who you want to be, what you don't want to be. We found out what you're talented at, what you're really not talented at, what your passions are, what gives you energy, what makes you feel terrible. What is it that you want to achieve? Who do you want to become, guys? When you can now sit back and look at all of this data that, you know what, you probably never would have written in your life previous to this. There's no way you would have sat there for 20 minutes and wrote about you, because, you know, nobody tells you to do that, but I'm telling you to do that, because when you can focus on yourself and give yourself, become more talented, become more passionate, become better at, you know, being a better person, you're going to be able to achieve so much more in your life. What is your mission in life, guys? What is your mission? What is your purpose? And what you often will find is that it's the things that you love. It's the things that makes you feel good. It's the things that you enjoy. Excuse me. So this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to try to help get you motivated and focused. We're going to get you mission focused. All right. And, you know, it's very important, because whatever it is you're currently doing, all right, we need to, if you have a dream, if you have goals, if you're not focused, okay, where focus goes, energy flows. If you are not focused, okay, if you don't have certain tasks in play, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, then the actual outcome you actually being able to achieve that is very, very low. Like, you're just not going to achieve it. So what we're going to try to do is, now you know a lot more about yourself. Hopefully can start to puzzle together, what is it that you really want out of life, and where is it that you want to go? And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to help you stay focused on that. And I'm going to give you guys a few things that we're going to go over tonight. So focus far, focus short. It's a pretty similar sort of, it's a pretty simple philosophy. All it really means, guys, is you have your short goals, and you have your major goals. Now, what happens is that if you don't focus daily, because it says in the bottom there, guys, what's your DMO? Your DMO is daily method of operation. What are you doing daily that you're focusing on? And are you focusing on your short term and your major goals as well? So focus far, focus short. Take a look in the distance and go, what is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want to achieve? And then have a think about it. All right, if I would like to achieve, you know, X, you know, for example, if I want to get to 10% body fat by the end of the year, okay, I'm going to go, okay, so I'm going to sort of backtrack and try to plan this out. All right, if I want to hit it by December, all right, then I need to, where is my months? I've got, 4 or 5 months until December. Okay, so I need to go, all right, so to hit it by December, I would probably need to average about 5 workouts a week, okay? And I could probably only allow myself 1 to 2 cheat meals a week. That would allow me a sufficient amount of time to actually hit my goal in December. So then I've got to think about this and start planning it out. If my goal is 10% by December, I need to have short-term goals and I need to break it up in between. All right, so where am I going to be in November? Where am I going to be in October, September, all right, and next month, August as well? So where do I need to be to hit that goal? And you need to then be realistic with your goals. If you want to be at 10%, and let's say you're 18%, okay? You've got 8%. So you need to start to obviously get realistic with yourself and find out. You need to start educating yourself. What do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to? If I don't have this knowledge, if I don't know what it's going to take, how do I know what I need to do to get to 10%? Like, how do I know? And the easiest way to get the information and to become successful at something is to basically just model somebody else who's been successful at it. Find somebody who was maybe 18% body fat and they got down to 10% and they did it in a 5-month period. So the fastest way to become successful is to go, great, I'm going to find somebody who's become successful at that thing that I want to become or do, right? And then I'm just going to model them. I'm going to say, what did you do? How many days did you work out? What kind of workouts did you do? What kind of food were you eating? What was the process for you? And then work that out and go, how long did it take you to get there? Great. Then what did you do daily? What was your DMO? What did you do daily that got you to hit these targets? Because guys, if you're not doing that, you will be unfocused and you will start drifting. And your target will then be longer and longer and further away. And all because is you need to stay on track, okay? So you can see here, you've got yourself, you've got your major goals, and what people forget to plan is all the obstacles in between. Okay, well, I've got 5 months, right? That sounds easy to drop 8%. But then I got, well, man, it's like I've got a birthday. My daughter's birthday's coming up. I've got somebody's wedding here. I'm going on a vacation here. I'm doing all of this. I've got Christmas holidays. I've got all these things that if I was only supposed to eat 2 meals a week that were bad, that was going to enable me to hit my goal, then crap, man. Like, I forgot about all this stuff in between. So you need to be realistic, but then you need to be realistic with your planning and realistic with your DMOs, your daily method of operation, because what's going to happen, and if you could see this picture here, if you have a look at this picture where the U is there, that's kind of like picture this as like a downhill ski slope, okay? And at the bottom of that ski slope is your major goals. Now, if you've ever seen these guys and they're going in and out of these poles, down the hill skiing, and that the idea is that they're going from the top to the bottom as fast as possible without going off track and staying focused, all right? So the thing is that what happens in life is that you start to then drift. These obstacles come up, and if you go too far left or too far right, then you're going to be really off track, and it's going to be so much harder to correct that mistake. First of all, it's going to take a lot more time, so your time's going to be cut. All right. And then the second thing is that to correct a mistake is so much harder than staying focused and staying on track. If you stay focused and you stay on track, and you only have to make minor adjustments when these obstacles come up. But when you make a big mistake, it is so much harder to get back on track. So how do we do that? It's very simple. This is one of the most simplest yet powerful tools that I've ever been taught. Now, obviously, creating a to-do list. Don't just walk into your day. Don't start your day until it's planned. Don't start your week until it's planned. Don't start your month. Don't start your year until you've planned it out. If you are serious about your goals and if you really want to accomplish, if you really want to do something with your life, then make sure you're planning it out. Don't let somebody else plan it for you. And it starts with a to-do list every day. You do it the night before or you do it the morning of getting up, but you have to do it before your day starts. Now, here's the most important thing. We now have a list of what you like to do, what you want to accomplish, and how you want to do that, okay? You should have these goals, these things in mind. Everybody's got goals. But until you write them down, until you can plan it out, until you can start taking action on it, it's not a goal, it's a dream, all right? So let's turn your dream into reality and take action on it. Now, the most important thing you can do is figure out what is it when you're sitting down to do your to-do list. Write your to-do list, write a whole bunch of stuff out, okay? Whatever it is you need to do, write it out. But then you need to then split them into two categories, whether you split it like this or, you know, something I do is I don't know if you guys can see this, I write it down and then I categorize it in 1, 2, or 3. And 1 means it needs to be done straight away. 2 means it's basically next in line after I cross off all my 1s. And 3 means that when I get to it, I get to it. And, you know, I'm obviously adding on. So, you know, you got to get those 1s crossed off. I cross them all off as straight as possible. So when I get up, you know, I have a list and that's my today's list. So there's basically you need to do your imperative stuff. And this is what they call it, imperative or important. Things that are imperative to your goals, to your mission, to your dream, you need to do. And you need to have them crossed off. You need to do them no matter what. Because if you're not doing them, you're going off the beaten track. All right. And it's going to take you so much longer to correct. And then you're going to go off so much that you're not even going to remember what you were doing, why you were here, and you're going to start drifting. You're just going to become a drifter in life, and you're never going to accomplish those dreams and those desires, and you're going to be filled with regret. And I don't want that for anyone. So I want to make sure that you guys are focused. Stay focused. Create that list. You know, I've just written a couple things up here. So, you know, imperative for you, if your goal is like health, fitness, and that getting that, you know, 10% or whatever it might be for males or females, then yeah, meal prep's going to be one of them. Eating clean is going to be another one. Working out, personal development is PD. So working on yourself, working on your mindset. I have family time. And I have follow-up for my clients. These things are important. If I want to look after myself, if I want to grow mentally, if I want to have a loving family, a tight-knit family, then I need to have these things in place. And if I want a business that's successful, I need to follow up my clients. It's simple. Things that are important but that aren't imperative to your mission. Getting a haircut, cleaning the house again, printing something, going to the shops for something, catching up with someone, checking your Facebook post for likes and comments because you posted something, you're like, man, I bet I'm getting some hits. Everybody does it, all right? But it's not imperative to your mission. Check it at the end of your day, all right? All right, so this is very important. Guys, this is my final tips. I'm going to leave it here, okay? Personal development every day. This is going to keep you a very clear mind and focus, very sharp. You're going to wake up and, you know, this might be just some motivational YouTube stuff. There might be an audio book that you listen to. It's having dream boards. It's having these things in front of you every day, having, you know, these things in front of you. No, I don't know if you guys can, I'll see if I can turn my camera around. I've got a few things up here, which is kind of like some of my goals, what I want to achieve and stuff like that. I have a list of things that I want to do. So in the morning, I'll listen to my audio book. And before anything, I don't check my phone. I put a YouTube motivation on and I just chuck that in my ears. You know, a lot of the time people find it so hard to get out of bed. You know, one of the tips that one of the guys in the company gave us, which was very good, is that, you know, if you're one of those people who sleep in, then get an alarm clock, okay, and put it away from the bed. For me, I put in motivational and there's no way I'm not getting up. Guys, reevaluate your goals every week, every month, every year. All right. a couple things are going to happen. One is that you're going to be hitting those goals and you're like, man, I need to get a bigger goal, bigger dream. Or two, you're going to be like, man, I am nowhere near it. I need to step it up. I need to raise my standards. Okay. Don't ever downgrade your goals because of somebody else's opinion. A lot of people are gonna tell you, don't dream big. Don't think like that. Don't do it to you. Don't, it's not possible. And they're just telling you that because that was their story. All right. Always dream big. These dreams, these feelings, these things that come to you, they were given to you for a reason. They were given to you because you can act on it. Only you can bring these things to life. And it's your job to make sure you do that. And the last one, guys, is remember why you started. If you had something, you have a mission, if you have a dream, you have a goal, remember your why you got started in the first place, and stay hungry. Because when you start getting comfortable, all right, you lose momentum, you lose passion, you lose fire, you stop growing, and you suddenly become sad, depressed, demotivated. Stay hungry and hang around people that want to achieve the same thing. All right, guys. So that's it for me tonight. Listen, I hope everyone, got something out of that. I'll unmute anyone. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, I'll unmute everyone. Can everyone hear me? Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
How was that, guys? Did you just get anything out of that?
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good. Really good, guys.
Yeah, very good, guys. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, is all the clients and ambassadors, guys, thanks for coming on. Again, I'm going to record this. I'll put that up, and I'll also put the slides up so you can check on your checklist as well. And for all the coaches, I'll meet you guys back on here in about 5 minutes, and we're just going to go for about 15 minutes. It's going to be very quick. So I'm excited about that. I'm sure you are too, for our Coach Academy. Okay, guys, for everyone else, guys, thanks for coming on. I hope you had a good time, and I will chat to you guys.